How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the WrestleSpot YouTube channel. I got a convo with the fans for the fans where we talk to another fellow creator. And we got fellow creator from TikTok here, Johnboybebop. You want to say what's up?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
There you go. There you go. So, Johnboybebop, he's a TikTok creator. And to get right into it, man, I want to just talk about you're a Hardy Boys fan and all that. And I don't even want to.
Might as well show the tattoo. Yeah.
Wanted to show you this little.
Oh yes, let's go.
He a friend when I first got to college, a friend went to go meet him, and he signed the shirt for me, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
So I wanted to ask about how did it feel to get that Matt Hardy duet?
Oh yeah, yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, there was a video of it was actually another TikTok creator named Wheezy Blonde who put Matt in her top 5 favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And just randomly people were like super upset about it. So I made the video. I actually like saw the video and she had already had like 10 or so like mean comments in there. And I was like, it was like 30 minutes into the video. And I was like, nah, I got to defend Matt because Matt's in my top 5. So then I just make a video saying how Matt's in my top 5 and how underrated I think he is. And then I was on a trip to Michigan with my 2 best friends. And I'm just sitting in the back seat, just chilling on TikTok. And I see that Rebby Hardy I thought she liked my video. And she duetted it. Because she didn't even like it before she duetted it. She duetted it and then liked it. But, and I freaked out because I could see Matt in the video. So I know that Matt was going to be a part of the video. And so I told them to pull over because I was just not going to be able to contain my excitement. And we pulled over and then reacted like to it on the spot. And I was like almost in tears. I was just like, I could not believe that I got so lucky that like I would rather take that over like 1 million followers on TikTok. But it's just that Matt like saw my video and liked my video. Now the goal is to have Jeff do the same thing.
Jeff, yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Do you want to get back into a little bit of the content, but I actually wanted because I tried to go through your page a little bit and saw that you're a sports journalist for the Sportster, man. How does that happen, man?
Yeah, that's cool that you know what the Sportster is. So I actually started writing right out of high school. Wrote for a place called Our Sports Report. Still love that place. It's no longer a thing, but man, those guys gave me an opportunity to just like. I would write articles on people that like on the articles that somebody else wrote like that I didn't agree with, but like we just had like great conversation. It gave me full freedom. So then I was going to Ohio State, the Ohio State now as they trademarked it yesterday. It's so pretentious, but then I actually worked for the Sportster probably right after Our Sports Report, and I was just like an NFL and like NBA guy. And I was like, I can do like a lot more wrestling. So I ended up leaving. I did a bunch of other sites that did work with like Bleacher Report and stuff. And then they kind of went under like new management, or like a lot of the people that I would be working with was very different. And I really liked that. And so then, yeah, we got back into it. It was actually, I was going to start writing about anime. I got like really into anime, Cowboybebop up there. And then they needed wrestling writers. And I was like, well, wrestling is like my #1 thing. So I'm going to do wrestling.
That's so cool. So I see that I went through a little bit of your articles. You do pro wrestling, American football, and football, soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
So is there like a certain thing you like to write most about? Out of
wrestling. So especially like as it being a job, I work with like 75 different companies, but freelancers, it's like, it's beautiful that you get all the freedom, but then like you have to be with like multiple companies to really like make money. Gotcha. And so I like with the Sportster, I like mainly writing about the wrestling, because then I work with the Minnesota Vikings for football, or the Minnesota Vikings site, Purple PTSD. And then like I cover the Columbus Crew, and I cover Newcastle United in the Premier League for sites for SB Nation. And so I kind of have like my own thing. So like when it's Sportster, it's mainly like, all right, this is gonna be my wrestling stuff today.
Gotcha.
Into like the wrestling stuff, but I'm always open to whatever. I watch sports all day. So
see me, I hate it. I'm in college. I hate essays and all that. So that sounds really cool. You get to like enjoy writing whatever you want to write about. I enjoy that. Uh, so me knowing nothing about journalism, what made you choose journalism?
So that's actually a great question because as a little kid, I'm sure anybody that's probably watching the content, they wanted to be a pro wrestler, and I definitely wanted to be a pro wrestler. And I was always the shortest kid. Like I'm 5'9", but I was always the shortest kid growing up until like I hit a growth spurt like 8th grade or something. So I would always be the kid. I was like, I'm gonna be a pro wrestler. I'm gonna be a pro wrestler. And my grandma would be like, you're gonna be the announcer. Like you're gonna be the interviewer. You're gonna be something like I don't really see this pro wrestling. Everybody's 6'6" here. I don't think that's gonna be you. And then I really got into. I think still like I'm not a great writer. I think I just have my own voice. And so like I wasn't into. I just always knew I was going to do journalism as like I'm going to write about sports. If I can't do sports, I'm going to write about it. Yeah. So I kind of gave up doing sports in junior high because I went to an art school. I actually went to an art school to be an actor because and everyone was like, I want to do Broadway, or I want to do movies. So I was like, I want to do this for pro wrestling. But I knew I was like, all right, so my goal is to just write until I can actually be a wrestler. And then I think that I just got really into learning people's stories because I think everybody's got like an interesting story. So for a lot of these different sites, I interview people. I do a lot of like podcast stuff. And then I kind of like fell out a little bit of writing and journalism. And then I realized how much journalism is versatile. Like, you know, doing an interview or doing a piece on somebody is just as much as journalism as writing. And so now I actually do like writing because it's only one part of what I do. Gotcha. So like that whole, journalism really became a big thing for me when I got into Anthony Bourdain. Because like he's a chef and like a TV guy, but also I kind of see him as a journalist because of the way that he tells people stories and stuff. And when I really got into soccer, football, I got really into journalism because it like could tell people stories. And now I like doing that with wrestling as well. Got you.
Let's dive in a little bit. Something kind of along the lines of that with your future endeavors. Saw that you're trying to be, or you're going to be, Doctor of Professional Wrestling.
Doctor of Professional Wrestling. So, I coined that term so like cliche.
I like it.
But yeah, I'm going to De Montfort University in Leicester, probably starting in October, which is I'm doing sports history and culture there. But I was talking to like places like Exeter and all these, and the degree that itself, I think only one university in America has it. Which I think is University of Washington. But it's just not a huge like degree. Like it's just that it's not a big thing. And I always wanted to do something with wrestling. I got a journalist degree to do something with wrestling and just sports in general. But I would talk to all the other universities, and they're like, "Yeah, your sports knowledge and everything, your soccer knowledge is great." And I'm like, at the time I'm doing these TikToks, I'm like. I did my TikTok before it was wrestling was all football or soccer related. And I started making some on wrestling, and I hope to think that people were like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was like, yeah, why don't I talk about wrestling? It's what I do. It's what I talk about. I've grown. I've been a fan I started watching wrestling when I was 2. So I've been a fan for 24 years. And so every single one of these universities was like, we going through wrestling, and I had many that were like, wrestling's not a real sport. And I was like, yeah, I get the whole debate and everything, but like, I was like, I want the freedom to be able to. And I didn't even necessarily, because like still in De Montfort, I'm going to be doing a lot of soccer content. But I wanted that freedom to go like, all right, if I have this passion project that I want to go preview, and there's a lot of great British wrestling going on, if I want to go do something and tell people stories about wrestling, I have that freedom to. And I have the interview with De Montfort, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have 3 people that do wrestling right now." And I was like, "Oh, okay, wow, this is perfect." So I gave them my whole story, I gave them my whole credentials and everything, and they accepted me immediately. So
that starts in the fall.
Yeah, it starts in the fall.
That's awesome, man! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is okay. So is that like? I'm guessing the journalism was 4-year degree.
Yeah.
Is this going to be your master's?
Yep. It'll be my master's for 2 years, and then I'll be going for my PhD. The PhD while I go get it, I will be like I'll have a job as a professor there,
Awesome.
which is crazy because I think my senior year of high school, I missed like 75 or 80 days. I just never like was into school really. So
Yeah.
it's weird that like I would be a professor. But yeah, that's just weird. What are you going for?
I'm going for kinesiology with a minor in business. So I had this whole plan, and I see it shifting towards the end, which is not what I wanted, but I think I have another idea of what I want to do.
What's the other idea?
So sounds weird. I'm basically gonna get into insurance and all that, but doing a job like that would give me more time to focus on this because this is really what I want to do. And after I get this degree right here, I'm gonna start pushing towards like media and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think.
But I'm in like my last year of my. I'm sorry. I'm in my last year of my degree.
Yeah.
And rather than starting over, and going to start like changing my whole degree plan, I was like, one year away from getting my bachelor's. So I was like, let's just finish this out and try something else after.
Yeah. I think that's smart though that you have that already, that mindset that you're going after something else. I know that I don't know if you know him, Louis Dangler. Like he's got a ton of stuff, dude. And then he talked about how his degree doesn't even make sense for he's got like a psychology. He was getting a psychology degree, and like it's still crazy because I've already passed college and he's already done so much. And he had nothing to do with journalism or anything, writing, interviewing, whatever. And I don't think that you necessarily like what you're doing right now is already the start of that. Doesn't matter what you're doing, like doing that stuff, it's already the start of that. And you can have multiple degrees in other different things, but you have that start, and that's the most important thing. Like what you're doing right now is way more important than starting a degree. Yeah. Because doing that stuff is what people are looking for.
I was originally going to be a coach.
Really?
Yeah, but then I realized I was like, this doesn't sound messed up. I'm not really like good with teaching kids things, and I was like, it's not only is it gonna like I'm not gonna be happy. Me not giving these kids like my 110% is not good for them. So I'd rather them have someone in my place doing that who wants to be there most of the time or all the time. And I thought I would put my passion towards something I really love, and media, like wrestling, even if it's like football, baseball, basketball, something. I just thought I want to be happy, with what I do.
Yeah.
So that's why I switched.
Yeah. I think that's super cool. But coaching also makes sense. Like if you're wanting to get into medium, I think coaching is also like teaching people and like getting through to people with your knowledge that you can help somebody else out. And I still think that you do that with medium. So it's still, I always think like no matter what, that path that you go to still helps you get to that other path. Yeah, even if you don't see it, but it's there. It doesn't always have to be linear.
Yeah. Thankfully, this kinesiology degree, I guess I still always have that option to go get my certification if I ever want to teach again.
Exactly.
Yeah. But next up, we talked about the Doctor of Professional Wrestling. We get back to your TikTok a little bit. So I just want to ask you, man. I'm sure you already know what's going on with the TNT Championship.
Man, the TNT Championship became, so I don't know what's worse, the TNT Championship being like this whole jumbled mess of I don't know what's going on, or what it's at now, which is like, are they showing the TNT Championship on? Like now it's like I can't remember. Like I don't even really know what story is going on with the TNT Championship because it's just kind of like in the background now. It wasn't in the background with Sammy and Ty and Scorpio. It was bad, but it wasn't in the background, which I think is somehow now worse. I don't know. I love that TNT Championship. I'm a big Sammy Guevara fan. I always was a mid card guy. Like Jeff Hardy's my guy. Ray was my guy. I mean, Jeff and Ray both ended up winning a title, but like they were always kind of the mid card guys. And I kind of see Sammy in that same way. And I see like Sammy as the guy that's like always going to end up like trying to climb that ladder, but maybe he's more of like a TNT. I mean, he's already won the TNT title 3 or he says 4 times. But I hope that they bring back some prestige there. And I think that they can do it with Scorpio Sky, but I think that they really need to like pull the trigger on the Ethan Page storyline because you just need something compelling. And right now there's nothing compelling. And also please get Dan Lambert away from anybody that's trying to be a babyface. They don't know who's a babyface and who's a heel.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they made Scorpio. Like, I thought they fixed it with making Scorpio a babyface.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, no, but we still have this stuff with Paige Van Zant and Dan Lambert, so we still have to do this. And I was like, no, you didn't. You didn't have to do that. You wrote yourself into a corner, and then you wrote yourself out, and then went back into the corner.
Oh, man.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the team's job?
Man, I thought giving it to Scorpio Sky was gonna be like a little fresh and something new, and it's really just basically everything you just said. Back to the background.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I saw you talked a little bit about Sammy Guevara. How do you feel about I guess the media with Sammy Guevara, like judging him on his like life decisions? You know,
I love Sammy. I mean, I don't know if people have gotten it from like TikTok, but I'm like I do have like that like egotistical persona that I try to like play a little bit with, but like I am like a hopeless romantic. I love seeing like I love seeing like the love stuff on TV, and like I loved Sammy and Ty, and I know people are like Sammy and Pam. I didn't care about that stuff because it's just like that happens in real life. Breakups happen. So I loved seeing that like Sammy could be happy, and I've followed Sammy's journey the entire time, so I wanted him to be happy. And the hate that they get is like, dude, it's one of like the top 5 I think in wrestling right now. Just like if you post something about Sammy Guevara, you're gonna get hate. And I genuinely think that I could see Sammy. I was just talking about this on the podcast, Narcolepsy Malik's podcast last night. That I could see Sammy moving to WWE at some point, just because like it gives me that Cody vibe of the AEW fans that just kind of like, oh, we're kind of done with Sammy. And I'm like, I mean, Sammy's way too talented for just people to be done with him. Like, if he has go away heat and he's Sammy Guevara, like I don't think Sammy Guevara in any wrestling company should have go away heat. And if he does, just move to another company because he can be a superstar in any company. I also think Ty is amazing. Like Ty was actually, I was writing with the Sportster. I got into I watched every dark match, every AEW dark. So I watched so many of the dark matches.
Oh my gosh.
And the person that leaped off the screen for me was Ty. Like, I loved her intensity. I love her in-ring style. I was just such a big fan of Ty. Actually, I want to see Ty wrestle way more because I feel like now in that feud, she didn't wrestle that much. I want to see Ty involved way more. I love Sammy and Ty. I'm big fans. And then that he had that little Indie Diz vlog where he was like, I'm happy. And I was like, touched my heart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. With so you said you watched every AEW Dark episode? Or,
yeah.
So who are some people that people may not know about that we should look out for?
That's a great question. I loved Ty. I love Lee Johnson, Baron Black, even though he loses every match. And I gotta praise them, Kid Bandit. And they've only done a couple of them, but Kid Bandit was like, and they're not even signed with AEW, but Kid Bandit is like, and that's what I love about AEW Dark when they end up doing that is they have such a bloated roster, but I do kind of love when they have wrestlers that aren't there that like you can get to see a little glimpse of, like Kid Bandit, and then you're like, okay, cool, I love this Kid Bandit wrestler. Now I can go see them in GCW or a place that they're like doing more stuff. And I also love when AEW Dark has done a bad job because they need to put like the big wrestlers on that all of the wrestlers get like 2 minutes or so. I get that the roster's bloated and everybody needs to do something. Everybody needs to get a paycheck. I get that. But I really just love when it's like you let just go 10 minutes with a wrestler that is even, I mean, they have like Pac on there all the time, or Pac, and then have like an unknown, somebody like a Kid Bandit. Yeah. And also I love Fuego. I love Fuego.
Oh, okay. So diving into another piece of content do you have? I'm trying to find the video here, but I put it in my notes. Basically, I think maybe it was your most recent video. That being able to critique what you watch, where you had a certain comment saying, you just want to elaborate just a little bit, so
so basically the comment was just kind of like it was me complaining about Brock and Roman, and it was just kind of like, oh, like stop complaining about it. You're not going to change anything. And I won't say the names of them. I have literally no beef with any TikToker, but I have seen multiple people make videos on me, not tag me, which I always find weird, and then like be like, you're not going to change anything. You're like this guy, and it'll be like, I always find it weird when TikTokers critique TikTokers on TikTok about them not changing anything, like stop making TikTok. It's like you're doing the same thing. Like your content is that, but yeah. So I've seen multiple people do that. I'm just like, I'm not doing it to change anything. I'm doing it to. I mean, we have seen like the Yes movement and stuff, and I did see that in the comments of like people being like, you can change stuff, and yeah, you can, but I mean, ultimately, if Vince or Tony wants to do something, they're going to do something on the show. And my videos aren't for Tony. My videos aren't for, even though Tony's watching. After so many of those videos, Tony's watching a little bit. I'm convincing myself.
Okay.
Because Tony, or I had the John Morrison video. That was like,
the All Atlantic tournament.
And then the All Atlantic tournament. And I'm like, all right, Tony may have looked at me on TikTok. But no, that's just me being narcissistic. But like, I don't think Vince and Tony, I'm not making anything for them. I'm not making anything for like the wrestlers. I just think the wrestling community, I don't think that like anybody complains about the NFL and people go, you're not going to change the NFL. It's just a conversation that, we're all having because we all love it and we're all passionate about it. And I think that people should be passionate about the things that they really love. And so I get like, if I was just complaining about WWE, and it was just like, I hate everything about it, I don't want to watch it, like, yeah, turn it off, man. But I think that talking about those conversations like can get really great discussions out of it. And if you just are like, oh, well, I'm never going to change anything, that's just I said it was like living in a world of gray. It was just like, okay,
it's depressing.
Because, yeah, it's just depressing, and you're never going to get like that hyped up feeling either. Like, it's just everything's just going to be mellow. And if it was mellow like that, I wouldn't make TikToks. If I was like that, I just wouldn't make TikToks. I wouldn't care. There's many things most things in the world I'm mellow about. I'm not mellow about like wrestling and soccer and the NFL. So I'm going to talk about them because I love that. And there's so many people that not only like what I say, but like I like what they say. And we just share that. Man, I've never like made a TikTok and thought like, I hope Matt Hardy sees this. I didn't make that TikTok for Matt Hardy. You know what I mean? I like when I watch your videos, I'm like, oh man, that's so cool that he's watching this match that I absolutely love. I want to like, how he felt in that match or what he saw. Oh, he actually saw something different. Let me go watch that match again. Like, and none of that had anything to do with us changing wrestling at all.
No.
It was just fun. Oh, it's fun.
Yeah. That's what pro wrestling TikTok's all about. Speaking your mind, whether things change or not. I'd rather speak my mind and nothing changes than not say anything and just watch from the sidelines,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfectly said.
So another saw your concept of the casual fan and why that shouldn't necessarily, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing, shouldn't necessarily be paid attention to by companies like AEW or Ring of Honor, New Japan. So you want to just like re-roll over that, because I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah. So it was actually because of, I don't know if anybody that's watching or you yourself have watched Grapsody on Fightful, but it's a really good show with Will Washington, Righteous Reg, and Phil Lindsay. And they're talking about, they're like, dude, not everything needs to be like for the casual fan. Like, it has to be like, and genuinely, since AEW and New Japan have like talked about Forbidden Door, we have all had 1,000 concepts of matches, and a lot of them aren't happening due to injuries. And like, it does bum me out. And then like I was talking about on the podcast last night, I was like, then again, man, I am getting to see Jay White, Hangman Page, Okada, and like Adam Cole. So it's like, and I get that I am very close with many people that are like more casual fans. I find it really hard to say like, but getting back to the first point, like they had talked about how the casual fan isn't like buying tickets. And I think it's also what people's perception of a casual fan is. Sorry. But I think that there's a lot of people that see casual fans as like, I think it's always a different perception of if a casual fan is, the most comments I saw was, I don't read the dirt sheets, which I was always like, I wonder what they consider dirt sheets now, because like I think like places like Fightful have kind of like eliminated most dirt sheets. because like everyone's just like, oh yeah, if it's true, like Fightful will report on it.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel like with like Fabrizio Romano or like Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport stuff. But if it's people that like don't watch New Japan, I don't think that makes you a casual fan. I think anybody that's like making content on TikTok isn't a casual fan. And I've seen a lot of like people disagree with that, which I think that they had valid arguments. It's still something I typically make videos and like I have a pretty like I feel strong about the stance. That one I didn't. That one I was just like I kind of want to see what everybody's idea is. But if casual fan is not watching New Japan, you know, I don't think everything has to be catered to the casual fan.
Yeah.
But I think the casual fan is more of I watch here and there. I watch, you know, even like the big 4 pay-per-views, man, I find it hard I find it hard if you know what's going on, like from even like a couple Raws ago that you're a casual fan. But, you know, if it's I watch the 4 big pay-per-views and that's what a casual fan is, then I would cater more towards the people that are going to go watch Battleground or I don't know if Battleground's actually still pay-per-view.
Nah.
But, you know, like
I got you though. I got you.
Yeah, but you know, just like the pay-per-view, I do think that, you know, catering towards I think that it actually correlates perfectly with the Brock stuff I think that is for a more casual fan. And I think that there's just way more people that are like, this isn't for me. And I also think that you can make casual fans into like whatever you want. Like I guarantee you, casual fans are like they're gonna be into Riddle now, like because of how they push Riddle. I think casual fans, and also I think AEW hasn't done a great job of it with Forbidden Door, but like you can get casual. I think casual fans have really got into Will Ospreay from AEW, like AEW casual fans. I think they've really gotten into Will Ospreay. I don't think that they've done as great of a job at like showcasing Tanahashi or Okada, but give that time and give that actual like care, and you can get those casual fans to love, you know, Nakamura as much as they love Brock Lesnar. But it's just so easy because Brock is he's just such a he was here, he dominated, he's a UFC guy. They don't have to put in the work to make casual fans like him. But I think that most wrestling companies can put in the work to make somebody really like somebody. They did it with The Miz. Like you know, I mean, the casual fans hated him, but he was on heel. But they can do that with anybody if they really put in that work.
With so much going on in wrestling, I was about to say a month, but it's really been a few weeks to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Vince, how did you feel about him just 2 shows in a row? I'm sorry, coming out saying what's up and leaving.
Man, I don't understand what's happening with Vince. So I thought Vince was like going to say something like I thought they were going to do some storyline thing with it when he went on SmackDown. You know, he basically didn't say anything. And then I was kind of confused I think everybody was confused about what happened on SmackDown. And then on Raw, he came back out. And I think it's kind of become more clear to me that I'm like, I think that he thinks that if I stay away, if I don't show myself, then I'm more guilty or more like I think it's going to be people. And it's also shifting the conversation to what has Vince continuously doing on TV. And he's just like, and he's getting those cheers. So he's like, oh, everyone still loves me. Like, you know, it's a testing the water type of thing. And he's still getting cheered. He is kind of just like seen as still lovable. I think that he's going to be continuously doing that to just get this pop, to get people to stop talking about the stuff that's happening. Yeah. And just get that pop constantly of like, oh, the people still like me. I'm still Mr. McMahon. And I truly think like his character is just him. So I think that definitely feeds his ego a little bit.
Yeah. Jump to a little bit of more of on the content side. There was this video. I'm not going to name the dude. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. He basically showed like the negative, toxic side of like wrestling TikTok about the 24/7 championships. Not what would you say to a young creator that maybe wants to get on, sees that, and is like, nah, never mind.
Never get discouraged by like one idiot. If you're watching people and you really enjoy what they have to say and you think that you have a voice. I actually just have one of my best friends who I didn't even know was like gonna make wrestling content. He just duetted my video.
Oh
And,
wow.
like he didn't tell me like that he was gonna do it. And I was just so happy that like he got himself out there. Cause I'm like, man, you do have a good mind for wrestling. If you think that you have a good mind for wrestling or just want to be a part of that stuff, man, and also don't worry about the views. Don't worry about the people that are going to be yelling at you. Don't worry. You're going to make a mistake. Like I actually still get anxiety from that of just being like, I wonder if like I'm going to have a bad take. And like, I do worry about that a little bit, but I think that if I get called out, I get called out. If it's a bad take, it's a bad take. Like, and just deal with it. I don't think that there's anything that you can do other than it's journalism too. I did NFL stuff. I said that Pat Mahomes was going to be the best quarterback. He was. I said TJ Watt was going to be a terrible defensive player. I'm so glad because I'm a Steelers fan that I was wrong, but I was super wrong. You're going to make mistakes, man. Don't worry about that stuff. And for people like that, like, I don't think that those people, and maybe that's just me, I'm an optimist, maybe, but I don't think that those people end up having an important voice in the community. Like the video that the person made, I don't think that they have an important voice. So I like if that person had made a video, he actually did make a video on me that I didn't respond to. I didn't care. And I was like, I don't respect them. Like, and make the videos that you think that you would find really cool that if one of your favorite creators did. As long as you're doing that, don't worry about anything else.
I like that. I respect that. Let's go back to my notes. Sorry. Oh, there you go. A little bit of a fun sort of question. As of this point this year, who do you believe is your wrestler of the year so far?
That's a great question. Probably Jay White.
Jay White.
Yeah, probably. Who else is? I mean, Dax Harwood. I think I was giving it to. If she got to wrestle more, Bianca. I think Seth has done great stuff. I haven't loved Seth Rollins' character since like probably the architect stuff. I still don't exactly. I can't exactly buy into the whole like just like jumpsuit and terrible outfit stuff. Like, yeah. But when he puts on matches, dude, they're incredible. But I'm also a tag team guy. I love tag team wrestling and anything. Yeah. So Dax Harwood has been really, really phenomenal. Good this year. Yeah, and Will Ospreay too. Ospreay's been awesome.
I see the same thing with about the match of the year. For me, I believe that one's Bianca and Becky.
Me too.
I don't know. Yeah. Personally, I was there. I don't know if that's biased.
Oh, really?
It was, but I don't know. That was my favorite match of the year so far.
Yeah, and I'm a tag team guy. I love tag team wrestling more than anything. FTR and Briscoes were incredible. I still thought that Bianca and Becky had the best match of that weekend.
Wow. Yeah.
That match was crazy.
It was great. Actually, we're almost at the end of the questions. But so you want to just maybe shout out to a few creators that maybe don't get the recognition they deserve, or
that's
your favorite creators in general?
My favorite creators, like really love Suplex. I love your stuff. I love Malik's stuff. I mean, he's very positive. I love Lewis. I think it's like Lewis _48. I don't know if I'm gonna go numbers, but everybody, the NXT guy. Lewis, I love Lewis's stuff. I love Bryson. I think it's Bryson Talks Wrestling now. Sometimes I'm bad with the names. I love the wrestling couple. I love my buddy just started, who's MD 20K and Mike on there. I got to duet his video. I got to duet my buddy who's known as I can't remember now his name. I need to make a whole video where I'm like shouting out people because there's so many. Ramondo, or it's Baltimore. Dude, he's so good. He's so cool. Positive. I really like his stuff. I know I'm forgetting like 1,000 people that I need to make a video on and how good they are. But I actually had a notebook of the places or people that I wanted to. Oh, I have it here. Let's go. All right. Let me just shout out everybody I can. Odemore. Kahn from the 703. I don't know if anybody knows him. He's not like over 1,000 yet, but he's got great wrestling takes, and he's also a rapper that does like a lot of like wrestling rap stuff. Great rapper too. Like I'm very harsh on like the Like even like sometimes like Smoke Dizza annoys me with like how much this is gonna get into like nerdy rap talk, but like Smoke Dizza like does like a bunch of wrestling stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah, WrestleSpot. I was on there.
Hey, appreciate it.
Bunny Bree, she's great. Following Lucha, I love Lucha
Oh, I
stuff.
love they're so funny. They're so funny.
Nick is Dead. He's really good on there. MD20 UK. TJ Gatsby. Husky Roads 912. Wrestle Things. Wrestling with Fiction. Who just got like over like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really mess with him. Dead Girl _Inc. Kaz Cray. I love Kaz on there. Andrew C921. Undead Soldier. CJ Talks Wrestling. Wolfpack Wrestling.
Wolfpack, man.
Is it Karaoke Dizzle or something like or Karaoke Dizzle? Scott Michael LXG. He does the
RWP. Yeah.
Mid South NWA. That wrestling couple. It's Astro World.
Oh yeah, I just actually have an interview dropping with him tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's
great
actually like a incredibly like rising up very fast. I've seen a lot of those people rise up very fast. So I'm very happy.
It's crazy, man.
So yeah, that's 23 of the yeah. I legit was gonna make a video on it, so this is perfect. I can just shout this out and like,
there you go. If you want, by the way, if you want me to send you a file or anything, or just send you clips, you can use any of this for whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Jump back. So I'm not gonna lie, I do not really remember where we left off, but
I think we were talking about the creator. Is there any creators that like you're really big in? I'm always interested to hear what other people.
Let me go to my followings list real quick. I'm trying to read through some of the names, skim through them.
I was mainly naming the people that are like that are lower than me that need shouted out, but there's like so many people that like are ahead of me that like because Suplex is amazing. Marissa DeLuco, she's a badass, dude.
She's a Hardy fan, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, and Axel Guzman, another Hardy fan. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great people on there.
Jake TV 72. He's a
wrestler.
Jake, yep. I like his stuff. Gary episodes. He's actually been in that battle royal. He's this guy right here. I don't know
yeah. I know Gary.
Wrestling Brady. He's a really cool guy.
Wrestling what?
Wrestling Brady.
I wonder if I follow. I'm always interested if like I'm missing out on.
He looks like this.
Oh yeah, okay.
Cool guy.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Smithception,
yeah, of course. Me and Smith have gotten into heated debates, and then also like we got into a heated debate about Jeff Hardy, but now we made a video. Like that's what I really love about this community is like then we made a video like making like a light out of it and like a joke. I swear to God, like I hope that people don't think, and I hope that my perception isn't that like, because I've gotten into like 2 heated debates lately that like I'm not trying to make like any type of like, I'm a very positive person. I don't want to make like stuff and have people's perception of me be that like I'm like trying to like go at people because, and it's always like somebody typically stitching me.
Or I'm just gonna go down my list. Unicorn Goth.
Yes.
Awesome. Bright Wall podcast. Very cool guy. Oh yeah, he actually give him a little shout out real quick. He made this little he's doing these little story times, stuff like this, where he just he goes basically this is the content I wanted to make, but now that I see him do it, I'm like, no, that's all you, man. It's amazing. John, of course.
Hey, appreciate that.
Ramondo, he's awesome.
Yes.
Straight Shoot, they're funny.
Yep.
Phil, of course. Visionary, man, that man's everywhere.
Yes,
he's everywhere.
He's every comment, he's in there. I think you're muted now.
Hello.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good now.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah.
There's this guy named like Q the King. He doesn't post wrestling content, post good content, but he's a big fan. He's always in the comments. He's very interactive. He's a really good guy.
Nice.
Wheels Wrestling. Shout out to him, man. He's let me see how far away he is. I think he's about to hit. He just hit 900 yesterday. I think he's.
Let's
about to hit
go.
1,000. Congratulations to him. La Not Famous, LA Not Famous. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Willie Finesse, of course.
Yes.
Wrestling Kingdom's another good guy. Baker Banner. They're the big creators, but I love their stuff.
I don't know if I know them.
Derek Baker. He's a
Baker Banner.
Baker Banner.
I don't know them.
Yeah, very very cool family. Their son is a very big wrestling fan. He's a really cool guy.
I'm gonna give it. Is the one with 2.8 million?
Yes.
Oh, well, damn, nice. I'll give him a follow. See, there's always somebody that I'm missing out on.
Wolfpack Wrestling, of course.
Yep.
Russell Bros.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good buddy of mine, also know his name's Combat Pro. He does like wrestling figure stuff. He's also an independent wrestler. I actually did an interview with him last week.
Nice.
We got Antro World.
Yep.
Gil Kevin, of course. RWP, the podcast. Malik, Scott McMichael, y'all go give him a follow.
Yes.
Wick Belts, he's a belt collector, but he always like talks in depth about his stuff, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie Blaze, man.
Yeah, Donnie.
Real cool guy.
I love Donnie.
Jax Bo, Self Bet, a wrestling couple, Panda, of course. DeMarcus.
The wrestling couple is so unique too.
Man, they're so genuine. They're just genuinely good people.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Sledge, man. MacGruber, who I saw y'all had a little.
And like me and MacGruber, like super cool too. Like we're super cool with each other. Like that's why I swear, like I hope that perception isn't like that.
Oh no, it just came off like a good conversation about wrestling.
I think so, but I'm not gonna say the names. But I saw over a handful of people make content that they would be like when two Wrestle Talk like creators are going at each other. I'm like, dog, like, and I was like, it always felt, and they were like, I seen somebody that was like, I'm too stressed to make content because I'm seeing that, and maybe it wasn't towards me and MacGruber stuff, but it was like a couple hours after, and I was like,
oh,
and maybe I'm just like, the shoe fit, I don't know, but I was like, I hope that people didn't think that this was like me and him going at each other. Like, I genuinely didn't think, I didn't take that from that, but I could be biased. So I was like, it wasn't like any beef or like anything, and like we also DM'd each other, and we're very very cool. We're very very cool. The star before time.
Yes, I was about to say his name too.
Yeah, shouts to him. He also, I'm gonna keep saying it because he just said it last night too. No, he's a big.
He's trying to hit 1,000 before Forbidden Door.
Oh yeah, he is actually, and he should because he's great. I think his account, he had another account before too.
He got banned, yeah.
And he's terrific. And he told the story of him getting drunk, and it was off Peach Parmesan. And I've never met another person that loves Peach Parmesan. It's just like super cheap, terrible Hennessy, but it's like kind of peach flavor. And I prefer it over Hennessy. I prefer it over like any alcohol drink. But I've never met another dude that has gotten drunk off Peach Parmesan. So shout out to him.
You know what, man? Eventually, I'm gonna start a podcast. I need to get both y'all on because y'all seem like y'all have great.
Absolutely.
Great chemistry.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all try to get him before Forbidden Door.
Yes.
So he can go live. HB Bird.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's amazing.
He's hilarious.
Make sure y'all go check out Narcolepsy Boy. Too Silly, his alternate account too.
It is funny to see like Malik be like super funny as well. Yeah.
Chris Bay, professional Impact wrestler.
Absolutely.
Check him out. Jack Tomlinson. He's the guy that looks like Tom Holland.
Yeah,
he's another wrestler.
Yes,
go check him out. Jake Cruz in 1984. He collects pop vinyls and he watches wrestling. He's really cool.
Nice.
He also does YouTube. Suplex's other channel, Suplex, and I Am Suplex. Check out everything. He deserves the world. Tio Tells the Fourth. He's
Tio. Oh my god, that's such a great pick. I can't believe I forgot Tio. Absolutely.
Check him out. Following Lucha. They deserve like 10,000, like million followers. They're hilarious.
Absolutely.
Man.
I don't know how many followers they have, but if it's not in the tens of thousands, that's insane.
3,450.
You're joking me.
No,
3,415. Man, if anybody is watching this that is not following them, how are you not following? Like their content is genuinely like greatly edited and everything. It's like they are really, really good.
They're so hilarious. If I can give every single one of my followers to them, I would, because they deserve it.
Same.
Lou Nonsense, of course.
Yeah, Lou is awesome.
Yeah.
Fickle.
The wrestling couple, we were talking about them. I think. Oh, Wheezy. Of course, Wheezy's hilarious.
Yeah, of course. She's part of Hardy Boys security with me, Wheezy, and Axe and Marissa. Yeah.
There you go. Lewis, 48722.
Do you follow Erica Miller?
Erica Miller. I will search
Erica's
up right
great
now.
too.
Shit. Let me put that
Big
there.
CM Punk fan.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know she's. I don't know why I never followed her. I see her on duets all the time.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
and wait, I gotta get one more in there.
Go ahead.
Wyatt. I gotta get the actual name. The Wyatt fan. Yeah. Wyatt.
Oh my man, I used to like when I was in high school, I would have this free lunch period, and I would just look up for YouTube videos, and I would just spend that hour of lunch just watching his videos every day because I remember he was on YouTube before. You were talking about like styling, wrestling clothes, all this stuff, man. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Never got to meet him. I would love to meet him. I don't know if I follow him on TikTok because I didn't know he was on TikTok.
Yeah, dude.
But he had a whole YouTube page before this, I believe, and it's really good stuff.
I gotta follow that because I wanted to make a TikTok on like the Hangman Page shirt that he's like now starting to wear. I'm like, wow, that's an actual like great shirt. But then there's a lot of wrestling shirts. WWE makes a lot of them. They're just like really bad, just like cheaply made and everything. I'm like, man, I wish they really cared about making some really cool shirts. So I wanted to go like through like pro wrestling tees and be like, this is a great regular shirt that wrestling fans can wear, and then this is like just kind of like a boxy, whatever, just kind of like whatever shirt. So that's really cool that he does that.
Yeah, he's a really cool. I don't know if he still does it because I haven't really checked in on YouTube that much. But yeah, he used to do this series where he would talk about how to style wrestling clothes, and I was like, man, if I had the confidence, I would do that.
That's super dope.
Want to get in a little game with you? I saw I don't know if it was RWP or just Malik by himself. Did this little video where he asked whoever he was interviewing if he's gonna give you. Okay, so for you, it's gonna be the Hardy Boys. I'm gonna give you a tag team, and you're gonna rank them above or below, if they're higher or lower.
Yeah, higher or lower. Yeah, my favorite streamer was on Twitch, now on YouTube. Ludwig does that.
Awesome. Shout out to Ludwig too. Okay, so we'll just start off easier. FTR.
FTR over Hardys or is it Hardys or FTR?
Yes, yeah. It's Hardys no matter what.
Yeah, it's Hardys.
Okay, Briscoes.
Over FTR or
Hardy. Hardys is always the subject. Always the subject.
Oh, it's gonna be Hardys over everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be Hardys over everybody. But if doing that though, like Hardys over FTR, but then I pick FTR over Briscoes, but just slightly.
Okay, you know what? Let's do that. But whoever
you say last, then I compare them. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
We'll start from the beginning. Hardys, FTR.
Hardys.
FTR, Briscoes.
FTR.
Briscoes. Good Brothers.
Briscoe. Yeah, Briscoes.
Good Brothers. Usos.
Usos.
Briscoes.
Usos.
Young Bucks.
Usos.
Ooh, okay. Usos, Edge, and Christian.
I'm petty. I was just talking about this on Malik's podcast. Like they were talking about like how great Edge was, and I was like, I still hate Edge. I hate Edge and Lita. And he was like, "You're not over like the mat stuff?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." But I would actually still say, like, if I'm not even being biased, I do think that Usos are probably like a top 10 tag team all time. You know?
I'm gonna jump out of this real quick because I'm just curious and I don't want to forget. How do you feel about the bloodline going?
So you know what, man? I haven't really talked about like video hasn't really been about Roman. I feel like everybody's got like their big Roman. I'm kind of in the middle. Like I love the bloodline stable. I actually really like Roman's, hence the pun, Roman's reign as champion. I love that, but I am so interested in, like, I was so interested in the Roman Jay feud. And I thought they're really going to do, like, I thought Jimmy was going to convince Jay turn or something. And I'm still thinking that might still happen, but I think the whole big thing is like who's going to end up beating Roman. And I'm so interested in like a bloodline dissension and everything, or adding people like Solo Sikoa in.
Yeah.
So I don't want the bloodline to end anytime soon. I really, really like it. I like Roman being the guy. I just wish that they didn't do like safe booking with like guys like Brock. Like I really think what they did with Riddle was really, really good, and made him kind of into a pretty big star. But I hope that he is still on shows so that that can happen. And they're doing a really bad job at, you know, they're like, oh, well, Drew's going to feud with him at Clash of the Castle, but then Riddle has a title. So you just kind of already know that Roman's winning. And I'd be super interested if they just go a little bit more deeper into adding people into the bloodline, or having Jimmy kind of like snapping out of it. Or if Naomi ever comes back and add her into it, I want to see that stable get big and then it be a struggle. And of course, like, I think it's all leading up to The Rock at some point. Being like, no, I'm coming in and I'm the leader of the bloodline. I'm the head of the table. So I'd be really interested in that. But right now it kind of seems a little bit stale with that. But I really hope that they dive more into that.
Yeah. Got you. Jump back into that game real quick. RK Bro or the Rated RKO?
That's a great question. RK Bro.
RK Bro. Okay.
RK Bro. Yeah.
I'm mad at that.
I really love Randy. Like how I said this in the video about Brock and Roman, but I really love that Randy kind of became like a little bit more goofier and just kind of like just having fun. And I wish that they would do that with Brock. Like we get a little bit of Brock, and we know that Brock can do it. Like we get a little bit of it with the boombox, or like the stuff he did with Sammy. And like I was like, what if Brock? Because I kind of get tired that like Brock is always in the title picture, and I feel like a lot of people felt that way with Randy and Cena, right? And then Cena does the U.S. title thing, and then I think that's one of the top 5 best things Cena ever did was that U.S. title run. And Randy, this is one of my favorite things Randy's ever did in that tag team title run. So I wish that they would allow their top main event guys to move around a little bit more in the card, and that doesn't mean that they have to be jobbing to people and be like. But just move around a little bit in the card to be a little bit more creative. And maybe Brock is like, shut up. I want to be in the main event. Don't talk for me. And maybe I'm completely wrong. But I would like to do that stuff more because RK Bro is, I mean, when I went to the show in Columbus a couple weeks ago, Randy wasn't on the show. And that was the thing that I saw the most was either Hey Randy t-shirt or it was the Riddle smoking hat. Or, like just, all of that stuff, I was like, wow, I get why they were talking about like possibly having Randy and Riddle at Mania.
So, speaking of Brock, I had seen this post like around like January, whenever the whole Sammy and Brock thing was going on, and how hilarious the idea of because Sammy referred to him and Brock as the Canadian alpha males. I thought that was, man, if Brock, maybe he is, or maybe they just don't want to try it. If he was open to something like that, that'd be very entertaining.
That was like I was like begging for a Sammy and Brock tag run because like imagine like when Heath Slater and Rhino became like the tag champs and how big that was, it would be amplified by 100 to put Brock and Sammy, and everyone would buy into it, and Brock would be the biggest baby face in the company. Like he would be a massive baby face, and you can always put Brock back in the title picture, but it would be so fun to do something like that, and it would help Sammy out so much.
They could have done something like that on the Road to Mania, Brock. The Usos versus Brock and Sammy.
Absolutely, that would have been so cool.
And I do wish they were open to more, or maybe they are. They just, whatever the reason being, they don't do that.
I would love to be in the locker room and see who's saying no to that idea.
Oh man. Let me look at my notes again. Where's that? There it is. There's okay. So you want maybe dive into a few creators that you've talked to and basically your experience with like the other creators on this app so far.
Let me go through let me look at it so I can be reminded. So I would say I'm trying to give a shout out to whoever was like the first like creator that really talked to me. It was probably Mike. It was probably MD UK20. He talked to me very early. And we became cool. And just on some like when I was like, hey, I'm like going to Liverpool, he was like, oh man, if you ever actually come, or he was like, are you serious about coming to Liverpool? Like, yeah, he's from Liverpool. So immediately he came in and started talking to me, and just like we talk about like life now. It's not even, and that's a cool part of the community. Lewis, he was really early on. I was like in Malik's Discord, and he just started like he just added me on Facebook, and like we just became super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, me and Smith have had really cool DMs. Me and McGruber have really had cool DMs. Ramondo, I'm gonna just shout Ramondo out and everything. He's he's the most positive, good dude. I love him. Suplex as well. Me and Suplex have talked about like a ton of stuff too. All great people. I don't think I've ever like had anything bad to say. I'm always in. It's like a little like four that we're all in. It's always Marissa and Erica's. They go live for Dynamite, and I don't get into too many people's lives and stuff because I don't know. I just don't really watch lives. But like I've gotten into like watching people's lives, and they're Wednesday they watch Dynamite together, and it is super hilarious. And it is Wyatt and me are always in the comments talking. So that's like, and Phil's always in the comments. And there's been a couple other like creators. It's like it feels like there's like 10 to 12 like TikTok creators, and we're all doing like watch longs. I used to watch like Cultaholic and like
yeah.
I used to watch all their watch longs, and now I do it on TikTok. Now I watch their AEW show because it's just like so entertaining to me. So people like that. I'll be in Suplex's live, like Suplex put me in a live before because I was like I don't even know how to do this thing. But it's all of those people. Marissa, Suplex, Smith, McGruber, Ramondo, Nick is Dead. Nick is Dead is he's actually like does stuff with True Hill Heat. I don't know if you know what True Hill Heat is, but it's a YouTube show. But it's really good. SB3 is on there who does stuff with like Quizlemania and is getting into like really nerdy YouTube wrestling. But he's super funny, and the show is super funny. So everyone has been really cool, but it is interesting. I have had like experience of like just talking about like life, which is really cool because now it goes beyond just wrestling. Actually, most of the people I named, we like. I don't even talk about wrestling. Like,
just, like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
How about you?
Making good friends.
Yeah.
Suplex, of course. Actually, we'll jump back into that. But I just realized the other day that remember when Suplex gave you like a shout out creators under. I just realized it was me, you, and Omar in that video. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. But so let me look at my DMs.
Yeah, I had to look through my DMs because I was like, oh man, I don't really. Phil in my DMs.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Kahn from the 703. Like that was, I think I followed him before he followed me, and I was like, dude, your music is like really good for wrestling, and like this is kind of crazy that because he's just a good rapper. So he had like ideas, so he was like, hey, I don't want to like take your idea. It wasn't even like an idea that was unique to me. So.
Oh, another good creator is Jay. I forgot his name. Jay Aries.
I don't think I know.
What's it?
Oh, I am following. Oh, yes, I do know Jay. Yeah. Jay actually he makes really good videos.
Makes great.
Jay's
videos.
a really good pig, actually.
Oh, Anstro.
Anstro, yeah.
Talked to him when I first got on.
I should also like mention that like all of the people in the Brotherhood, Mitri and Malik, Axel, Anstro, Bryson. There's a ton of people in that crew. But yeah, that's like I got added to that crew a couple months ago. So
that's awesome, man. As soon as I got the follow from Suplex, I DM'd him. I was like, appreciate the follow, and he gave me this good piece of advice, and it was awesome. Actually, one of the things I really appreciate from Narcolepsy Boy, I DM'd him literally maybe a few days after I made the channel. I was like, big fan. I appreciate you. I would appreciate if you gave me any advice where to take my content, would I need to change or anything. And I won't show like all of it, but he sent me a long. Can't really see. You can't really see, but it's basically a long paragraph, and just shows how good some of the people in this, how good of a dude he is to take time out of his day. He didn't have to do that, but shout out to Narcolepsy Boy for that.
Yeah, I think that most of these people in here, and I think everyone I have met and like actually DM'd with are like they're looking to help everybody, which I'm so happy about, because there could be some people that are like, I don't want this person to be bigger than me. Like, I want to be like the big, but it's not like that. And maybe that's also because the people that are at the top right now, with wrestling TikTok are like good people. So, you know, it kind of, it doesn't matter how the other people are when like the head is actually very good and like kind of sets the standard.
I'd say that's like, if you like four top, the professor, Narcolepsy Boy, Axel. Say they, I'd kind of consider them the leaders of like Wrestle Talk and all that, and such good people to have as in that position. And I appreciate everything they do for the community. But yeah, man. One final question.
Gotcha.
I know, obviously, I know why we should follow your content, but just for anybody that may not know, be new to your channel, what is the reason they should follow you and why they should join Wrestle Talk with us?
Please join Wrestle Talk, because we need more unique creators. I like when somebody is just like completely unique. I mean, you're completely unique. Like, I feel like I'm not as unique as you. Like, there is a very niche thing that you do that is so fun to watch. That is like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of YouTube. Like, it's like, oh wow, this, like, I can sit down and watch. Like, if you did a whole watch along, I would love to, like, you know, see all of your watch alongs with like seeing all these matches that you do. And it's also like living, when you make the video, I'm not even like selling myself, but when you make a video, it kind of like puts you back to, it's kind of like listening to like an album. It is like puts you back into, oh man, I remember the Cruiserweight Classic. I remember what I was doing with the Cruiserweight Classic. I remember staying up till 3 a.m. at Wrestle Kingdom to watch Ospreay and Hiromu. And that was like, you know, I love Hiromu. So like, when you have a video of Hiromu or Ospreay, or, you know, all this stuff, like that takes me back to, I know exactly what I was doing when, you know, I saw that match. I really, really like doing that. And I also research a lot of wrestling, so it's nice to like see how everybody else takes a match that maybe like I didn't love, and how you do it. As far as me, it's hard to like big myself up. I do think that I have a, I don't know what the perception of me is. I'm always interested, because I did see a comment and I wondered if it was a way that people feel, was that it was, you give the most like sensible take. And I never like intentionally give a sensible take or anything, but I think that I really don't do a lot of hastily made videos. Everything I make is like, I've thought it out. I've thought about what I was going to say, and maybe it feels a little bit scripted. I don't know, but I take time to be like, and this is in journalism, every word means something. And, you know, you can trip up and maybe you didn't mean it that way. So I don't want to like pigeonhole myself into that. But I also make sure that like I stop, I think about everything I'm going to say, how it's going to be perceived, if I like really mean what I'm going to say. So typically before I make the video, everything is kind of thought out. And I think that that's why I really don't get into too many heated debates or anything, because I think whether you agree with my opinion or not, you know that like, it's not to this point where I'm like, oh, he can sway me, or, oh, this is outrageous. I don't think I give either way of like giving an outrageous take or giving something that's like, oh, I could be swayed in this way. I think it's kind of like, oh, he does mean everything he says. So if you're looking for somebody that like really, really loves wrestling, super passionate about mid-carders and tag team wrestling, and is going to think a lot about what he says, and takes a lot of consideration into his stuff. I haven't made a video in like 4 days or so, because there hasn't just been stuff that I wanted to make. So if there's not a video to make, like I'm not going to post every day. If there's not a video to make, I just don't make it. But when I do make a video, I've taken my time, and I mean it, even if it's a 30-second video. Yeah.
He's a great creator. I always watch him. We as we talked about earlier, Tony Kahn always watches him.
Tony Kahn always watching me, man. Always watching me. Actually, you know what? Probably the one that I didn't think that much about was, I thought about it for probably about 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Morrison. And that was still a shot in the dark.
Man, I was.
But yeah. But then like stuff like the World Cup, like I think those things out.
Yeah, that's I like that idea.
I don't know if you ever saw my video where I did the Jeff Hardy, Sammy Guevara stuff, but like I really like write those things out. And
but how Sammy Guevara would be better dream opponent, right?
Be a better opponent than Darby. The dream match in AEW is Jeff versus Sammy for Jeff. Yeah, like I really think those ones out. So I hope that like when I see somebody like Suplex, he'll make some videos that he really thinks those things out. Like the video on CM Punk, like he sent me that video and I was like, oh damn, I need to make a video on this because he really thought it out. And those are the discussions I like. So maybe that's why I gravitate more towards somebody like Suplex. I still love like instant reaction videos because it's always interesting. But I also love instant reaction, and then here's a couple days later after it's marinated, I want to see how you feel as well. It could be different. So yeah,
awesome, man. You want to let them know where to follow you, or to
follow me on TikTok, Johnboybebop. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm so much less active on Twitter lately, but the John Pearson, and then going all of those ways, you can see me, John Claude Harrison Pearson the second. Please say the second. You can look me up and you can find my articles if you're into soccer, football, wrestling, baseball, whatever. I write a lot and I do videos.
Awesome, man. You check me out at the WrestleSpot. Make sure you check out all of his stuff. He deserves it. He's a great creator. Very, very. I put you over a little bit right here. Very interesting dude. And I mean that with like awesome, like most praise, because this was fun, man. You should check out all his stuff, my stuff. This was a convo with the fans, for the fans. We'll see y'all later.
This is a great convo. Thank you.